Right, just an extra quick one today. At least I hope it's going to be quick. And why does YouTube suck so much? I've kind of borrowed that expression from Beavis and Butthead, who kind of, they'd watch MTV and say, how come these guys suck so much? And I had some revelations in the last couple of days about that, and it's just all added up to a realization. And it's not just YouTube, it's, why is the world so commercial? Why are all those things happening? And it's because we support it. Maybe you don't, maybe I don't, but people do. And sometimes we support things inadvertently. I watched a video yesterday, and I'm not going to kind of give a link to it or anything for reasons which will become obvious. It was basically about someone who's got terrible arthritis and has quite clearly got dementia as well. And he's being made into a freak show. I don't know whether he's deliberately doing it himself because it's the only way he can get money, or because he's got people around him pushing to do it because that's the way they can get money. But basically, they've made the guy into a freak show. And I put a comment on this video because, the person who posted this video had put in the description, this is a really kind thing to, show this person in a positive light. And, the title and everything about the video is showing what a freak this guy has become. And it was a freak show. So why do those things work? Because we watch them. And I've got to admit, I watched it. I was sitting here, I was a bit bored in the afternoon, having my cup of tea, as I've had many cups of tea through the day. And I was just bored, and there was this guy. So, some of the things about the video were things that I'm interested in. So I watched it. And I put a comment on saying, this is not good, blah, blah, blah. And I got a reply actually back from the guy who posted the video saying this was to show him in a positive light. This was to show how horrible these people were to. And, to be fair, the video did actually show, that there could be a positive side to this guy and that really he was being exploited. But he's probably never been more exploited than he was by the guy who decided to post a video of him, because it's the only video of this guy in the English language, and so important that we got to know about it. It wasn't really, this guy is well known in the country he lives in and in a lot of Europe as well. It does no good, it really doesn't. And but what it really does do is, if you've got a YouTube channel and you put stuff like that on it, it's clickbait. It gets people to click on it. And in his reply, this guy said, something like, are you truly dense, or you must be truly dense? And in my extra reply that I then put on that, I said, yes, actually, I must be truly dense, because I clicked on it and I could see what it was before I clicked on it. People complain about Apple. The reason Apple is a success is we buy all the stuff, we all know that Apple is a big rip-off, that they make stuff for maybe, they sell something for £1,000 that maybe cost them maybe £100 to make and another £100 for advertising, something like that. And we buy it and we use it and we complain about it. I think Apple stinks, but I'm doing this on an iPod Touch. It's a second-hand one, so I don't suppose Apple got any money out of it. But nevertheless, that's what I use and that's what I'm doing, because it works and it allows me to reach people and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, I have fallen for the Apple con, haven't we all? Maybe you haven't actually. Maybe you're using Android, in which case, good luck to you. But even then, hundreds and hundreds of pounds for something that is essentially a camera or a telephone, yeah, it's just crazy. It's nuts. You see it everywhere. You see it in the music industry. I've got my piano behind me there. That's it's a Campbell is the make, and that is a British company that ended up being bought up by well, not bought out actually, because the name still exists. But that was made in UK at some point, but. Nowadays you can buy a Campbell piano and it's made in the Yamaha factory because of the Yamaha hype. They are good, they are excellent, but all these names, all these labels, they are totally meaningless. They really are. And I think we all know they're totally meaningless. I'm not accusing anyone of being so silly that they can't see that. But goodness me, if we support these things, they are going to take off and they are going to grow. There's an old Native American story about a man who said to his father, as he was going through puberty, I suppose, adolescence, turning into a man, and he said, sometimes I think I feel really, really good thoughts, and sometimes I feel thoughts that I'm ashamed of. as I grow up, Father, which will I be? You know, which is going to kind of, what sort of person should I be? And his father said, well, whichever side of you feed is the side that is going to take over and become what you are. That's the side that's going to grow. If we feed these things, they really do grow. I don't know what the answer is. You know, I'm always sitting here pontificating and I never really know what the answer is. But I will say that whatever the answer is, it lies in the general idea of being true to what you actually believe in, being real about what you care about. Nothing the internet has to offer is anything like as good as real life. It sometimes offers things that turn into something good in real life. For example, I mean, people have met someone wonderful on a dating website, and maybe they've kind of decided to spend their lives together. Maybe they've brought children into the world as a result of it. So there is a good deal of manifestation to be had there. But only last night I was listening to someone talking about manifestation, and she was saying, you know, yeah, these people charge far too much money and it's a kind of mental thing. And then she said, but there's this course and it costs £333 or dollars, but it was the 333 that appealed to her. And goodness me, you know, the person who runs those courses is really good at manifesting wealth, because all he's got to do is use a magical looking number and he'll get that amount of money from probably tens of thousands of people. And am I jealous? Well, I wouldn't mind the money, but quite honestly, no. You know, and this is why I don't do kind of clickbaity titles. This is why I don't make stuff up. Yeah, I try and present myself in a reasonable way, and I try to have a reasonable background behind me so I can get the word out. But goodness me, it would be so easy to try and talk people into spending large amounts of money or offering something, you know, and particularly in the realm that I work in, the spiritual realm, the truth is always within your own mind or within your own body somewhere. And if you're not seeing the truth, there'll be people around you, there'll be something going on in the world that shows you the way every time. Now, in a way, I suppose you have got to pay to watch me because you've got to pay for the internet, you know, but I don't get anything out of that, and I don't want anything out of that. I just like to sit there and speak my truth. So if I was going to advise anyone to do anything, I would just say keep it real, speak your truth, and listen to other people who speak their truth. And be aware that a lot of people truly believe they're speaking their truth, but it's a kind of a contorted truth because it's kind of a contorted world, and that's where we live. So that's why I think YouTube sucks so much, because it's what we actually click on, what we actually want to watch. And because there's one YouTube and 3 billion users, it is pretty well indicative of what the majority are going for. So don't be afraid to be different. Dare to be different, my friends. That is what I'm saying. Okay. That is where I'm going to leave this one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment. I'd love to know what you guys think about this. And I'll see you again very soon. Peace.